Hello everyone. So today we'll discuss about the elements of poetry. So what is poetry? So poetry is a type of literature where thoughts and feelings are expressed in compact and imaginative ways. So in writing poetry, guys, so we tend to be more creative, creative and subjective. So it is often the first literature presented to a child in the form of nursery rhymes and lullabies. So yes, the songs that we sing in school, yeah, the nursery rhymes. So those are the first types of literature that we usually teach children. So what are the parts of poetry? So the first one is line. So line is a subdivision of a poem, specifically a group of words arranged in a row. So it's literally a line. So just like in this example, I know a place that holds the sky. So this is one line, a place where little white clouds lie. That's another line. So all in all, how many lines do we have in this poem? That's right. So we have 8 lines in this poem. Next is we have stanza. Stanza is a group of lines or paragraph in a poem. So if lines are a group of words, stanzas are a group of lines. So let's use the same poem. Okay, so we have the first 2 lines, which is considered as the first paragraph, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So all in all, we have how many stanzas for this poem? Exactly. We have 4 stanzas. Right? So we also have a name for each stanza. So based on the number of lines, stanzas are named as the following. So for 2 lines, we have couplet. 3 lines, we have the triplet or the tercet. 4 lines, quatrain. 5 lines, cinquain. 6 lines, sestet. 7 lines, septet. And 8 lines, octet or octave. All right. So in our example poem, so we have how what type of stanzas do we have in this poem? Right, we have couplets. So how many couplets do we have? Exactly, so we have 4 couplets in this poem. All right, so let's have an example here. So yes, this is an example of a tercet poem. So as you can see, how many lines do we have? That's right. So we have 3 lines here. So this is a 3 line stanza poem. This is entitled Winter Moon. So how thin and sharp is the moon tonight? How thin and sharp and ghostly white is the slim curved crook of the moon tonight? Alright, that's tercet. And this is an example of a quatrain poem. So how many lines does a quatrain poem have? Exactly. So we have 4 lines. As an example, we have here my pet bunny. I have a pet bunny named Claire. She sits in a basket all day. If I try to take it away, she will only give me a glare. Right. So this is an example of a quatrain poem. Right, so it's also important to remember about syllables. So when we talk about poems, we have to know what's a syllable. A syllable or syllables are units of sounds that construct words. These units provide the basic framework for poetry, and the rhythm and flow of a poem depend upon the numbers and groupings of the syllables contained in each line. Right, so for example, we have the nursery rhyme Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So just count the units of sounds upon reciting this sentence or this clause or this phrase. So twinkle twinkle little star. So how many syllables do we have? Exactly. That's 7 syllables. We also have here rhythm. So rhythm refers to the pattern of sounds in speech or writing created by the arrangement of stressed and unstressed syllables. So let's use again the example twinkle twinkle little star. So twinkle twinkle little star. So stressed syllables for the stress syllables, so we have twing and stress syllables, syllable, curl. So twinkle, twinkle, little star. As you can see, there is a pattern of sounds, and that kind of pattern is the rhythm. Yes, so this is what I'm talking about earlier. So twinkle, twinkle, little star. So because of this kind of pattern, so it's the sounds of the poem when we read it, so it sounds more interesting. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Of course, there is rhyme. So rhyme is a repetition of a similar sounding words occurring at the end of lines in poems or songs. So this is a tool utilizing repeating patterns that brings rhythm or musicality in poems, which differentiate them from prose, which is play. So as you know, prose examples, the magazines, the books, or stories, novels, those are examples of prose. So in poetry, what makes it different is that there is a rhythm when we read the words or when we read the phrases. So it's like music to the ears, right? So if there is a good rhyme, good rhyme in a poem, then the poem sounds more artistic. So, for example, in this short poem, I had a cat who was so fat he could not sit as he did not fit. So, the words at the end, cat, fat, sit, fit, rhymed each other. So, yeah. In this kind, in determining the rhyme scheme of the poem, so we use the alphabet letters. So in this case, we have cat, so that's letter A because that's our first set of words, and fat, so which is a rhyme for the word cat, so that's still letter A, and sit is a new word, so we will put it as a different letter, so that's letter B, and the next word fit, which is a rhyme to sit, so it's still letter B. So this is how to identify the rhyme scheme. So we're gonna use the alphabet for this case, and we have to use the alphabet in a chronological order. So we cannot choose any letters. So we have to use it in alphabetical order. Okay, so now let's identify the different types of rhyme. So the first one, we have perfect rhymes. Perfect rhymes include words whose stressed syllables share identical sounds, as do all sounds that follow the stressed syllable. So basically, just like our previous example, okay, so perfect rhymes are words that rhyme perfectly. Let's say, for example, I have a little pet and that's a cat. He always stays with me and sleeps on his mat. So we have the word cat and mat, which is a perfect rhyme. Next is we have imperfect rhymes, so also known as half rhymes, near rhymes, lazy rhymes, or slant rhymes. So they link words together through a similar but not exactly the same sounds and emphasis. So for example, we have the poem here entitled Hope by Emily Dickinson. So let's read the poem. So hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. So what words rhymed in this case? Right, we have the words soul and all. So as you can see, they don't look similar or exactly the same, but they have the same sound. Soul, all. So that is imperfect rhyme. Next is head rhyme, also called the alliteration or initial rhyme. So this has the same initial consonant at the beginning of the word. So just remember we used the same initial consonant at the beginning. For example, words like blue and blow, sun and sand, Mary and monkey. So they both or each of these pairs starts in the same consonant. Same initial consonant. Next is I rhyme, Two words that look similar on a page, but they do not actually rhyme in spoken pronunciations. For example, the word move and love. As you can see, they are almost the same in spelling, just one letter different, but they are pronounced differently. Also the same for hour and poor. Internal rhyme is the rhyming that happens within a line of poetry, so it is inside the poem. For example, the nursery rhyme Jack and Jill. So Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. So which words rhyme in this case? That's correct. So we have Jill and Hill. So Jill is in the middle of the poem, okay, and Hill, yeah, as well at the end. Same with down and crown. End rhyme is the repetition of the ending sounds in two or more lines. So from the word itself and rhymes. So let's look at the ending sounds. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, 10, a big fat hen. Okay, so as you can see here, the words at the end rhymed perfectly. That's why it's very beautiful to listen to and to recite for children. And again, guys, as I've mentioned earlier, so we have rhyme scheme. We have this thing we call rhyme scheme, so which is the pattern that describes where the rhyming words fall within a given stanza or a verse. So as I've mentioned earlier, rhyme schemes are represented by letters, and each letter in the rhyme scheme represents one line in the poem or story. So let's take a look at these examples. So we have the first example. This is called an alternating rhyme, crossed rhyme, or interlocking rhyme. So the rhyming pattern is usually ABAB, like this example. My cat is nice, my cat is fat. My cat likes mice, I like my cat. So nice, mice have the same ending sound, so they are both A, and fat and cat has the same sound, so they are both B. And the next one is the envelope rhyme or inserted rhyme. So the rhyming pattern is A B B A. So there is a similar sound in the middle. My cat is nice, my cat is fat. I like my cat likes mice. So as you can see here, we have, yeah, A B B A pattern. And we also have the irregular rhyme. So for irregular rhyme, there is no fixed pattern to the rhyming. So like in this example, my cat is gray. So we have letter A for the first sound. My cat is fat. So since it's a different sound, so we'll use B. My cat is cute. That's another sound. So that's C. I like my cat. So this word is similar to the sounds of letter B, so we're gonna write it as B. I like my flute, which flute sounds similar to cute, so we put it as C. And so my cat. Let's go back to B. And so on. My name is Gray. I like my cat. My cat is mute, but I am not. And I forgot that my cat name is Scott. So this is an irregular rhyme. So there is no fixed pattern to the rhyming sounds. And last one, we have repetition. So in poetry, repetition is repeating words, phrases, lines, or stanzas. So stanzas are a group of lines that are together, and repetition is used to emphasize a feeling or idea, create a rhythm, and or develop a sense of urgency. So for example, to the swinging and the ringing of the bells, bells, bells of the bells, 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 bells. Bells, bells, bells to the rhyming and the chiming of the bells. So that's repetition. So you may find some poems who repeat words to emphasize their feelings in the poem. So yes, that's repetition pattern. Alright, so yeah, I guess that would be all for the first part of this topic. So hope you learned something and let me know if you have questions.